All right, we're jumping into Star Wars with Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunter, the Prelude, the Alpha.
The Alpha.
I'm going to go open my doors. You start.
Got it. So for anyone that's not doesn't know exactly where the current Marvel Star Wars books are, we're in between episodes 5 and 6. So before Empire and Return of the Jedi. So we are about to have a big multi crossover. I think it's like 36 issue crossover between Star Wars, Darth Vader, Dr. Aphra, bounty hunters. There are a couple of one shots. And it's all going to center around everyone fighting for Han Solo, Frozen, and Carbonite. So this first issue, Boba Fett basically is on his way to Jabba, and we're like, okay, there's got to be a diversion somehow, right? Because I mean, you know that's if you've watched the movie, you know that's where we're going. Like eventually, Boba Fett will get to Jabba with Han. We know that. So really, I actually kind of like that this isn't like some build up to a grand reveal or something. That it's just like, this is just the journey. Like it's the journey, and we're gonna have fun and going. So Boba Fett basically notices that the carbonite is starting to wear or starting to melt or decay on Han Solo, and he's like, yeah, shit, this is not gonna work. And so he's like, I got a guy. So he goes to a planet, has a guy, and he looks at the guy. It's like, hey, I need you to fix this. And the guy's like, yeah, it's going to cost you a fuck ton of money. And Boba Fett's like, I'll get you after I deliver this guy because we're going to get a big bounty. And he's like, yeah, it doesn't work that way. I'm going to need you to go kill some motherfuckers for me. And you can win the money that way. And then it'll be worth it. So Boba Fett's like, yeah, okay. So what it turns out he has to do is basically go to like a gladiatorial arena and fight his way up to the champion, take out the champion, and then he'll get his winnings and be able to pay this guy to, it's very much this is his quest, and here's side quest A, which leads to side quest B. Mm-hmm. But it's very humorous along the way. I thought it was really cool when the lady asks him his gladiatorial name's gonna be, and he just walks up and he's like, Jingo. I was like, oh, going the memory of his papa.
Daddy issues.
And so he basically goes into the gladiatorial arena and decides to just lop off some heads. Literally, one guy gets impaled through the mouth. Then the other three literally get their heads chopped off or blown off completely with guns. He makes quick work of everybody till he gets to the champion. And it turns out this champion is a alien spider synthezoid kind of a thing. It's like a human body with like an anthropomorphic spider's like ass on its back with a leg. To me, it was like quintessential, like it seems like a villain that would be created in like George Lucas's like 80s, like Return of the Jedi style stuff.
Right, yeah.
Like just this really weird, I don't know, creepy.
Also,
not creepy, but like
it's just gross.
Makes me feel gross. Yeah.
Yeah, because at one point she like actually shoots web from her butt, and like they show it, and you're like,
yeah, you see it, and I was like, that's vulgar. Like that's.
I mean,
I need like a warning for that shit.
Yeah, that looked like a vagina.
Oh, see, I thought it looked like a pee-pee tip.
Okay. Either way, it looked like some kind of genital thing. It was gross. I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, oh, this is rated for teen. That's mature.
Yeah. Yes. So, of course, he actually gets quite injured. He gets impaled through the like shoulder arm right here.
See, and I thought it was his chest. Like when that happened, I was like, fuck, he's dead. Like it's over.
Even though you know how it ends.
Exactly.
And then he eventually wins. He takes his winnings, and of course, this is the champion fighter of some random crime lord on this particular planet. And they're like, hey, you just killed our fighter, so like now we're gonna need your money. And he's like, okay, yeah, one thing at a time. And he goes to collect and see if Han Solo's ready to go. He went and did the task the guy asked him to do, and he shows up, and actually the dude's been killed, and Han Solo's been stolen. So here we go. The chase begins. The next issue I think is, let's see, Star Wars. Plain Star Wars. So we're going to see what Luke and Chewbacca are doing as they try to find Boba Fett.
So what I'll say about this book is it felt very heavy metal in the art style, but it also felt like an episode of The Mandalorian in a good way. And I'll give credits where credit's due. I was talking to Mark about this earlier, one of our friends and coworkers, who is also a big Star Wars nerd and comic book nerd. And he was like, Boba sounds like it feels like he's talking, or he sounds like Mando. Like his dialogue with characters, it sounds like Mando rather than Boba. And I can see that.
I don't agree with that.
Well, the only reason why I agree with that is because in the movies, Boba Fett doesn't talk a lot. And that's by design. That's totally by design. And so we haven't really had a lot of dialogue with Boba Fett, right? Like we really haven't heard his voice in the movies, right? And I'm talking about the movies, not the comics.
Right.
And and as a casual Star Wars comic book reader, because I feel like his voice was different even in issue 1 and 2 of Bounty Hunters, Star Wars Bounty Hunters. Like he just didn't. He was very business. And in here we've got a little bit like you were saying, like when the guy was like, you owe us some money, you killed our champion, and he was kind of like, oh, fuck, I'll get to it, bro. And I just don't feel like we've ever really seen that side of Boba. Like it's more like, pew, no I don't. And I would walk away, you know what I mean? Even dealing with his friend, like he's like, all right, fine, what the fuck do you want me to do, right? Rather than I feel like Boba in the movies would just be like, no, you're going to fix this problem for me. I'm not paying or doing any of your dirty bullshit. That's my opinion. Yeah,
I get that.
It's not a bad thing either, though. I mean, we wouldn't have a comic if he didn't go do those things. So,
yep. The final thing I have to say about this book, besides it was a good setup and I'm looking forward to the event, is I fucking love, I shouldn't, but I love the troll of this book. So I don't know if you paid attention.
The troll.
But yeah, well, I don't know if you paid attention, but this book has 36 different covers. And they're all about the new black Beskar suit. Oh my god, Boba Fett gets a new suit. He's going to get a black suit of black Beskar. And it turns out he just spray painted himself black so that he wouldn't be recognized in the gladiatorial arena. You're never going to see it again. It just was a spoof.
Yeah. No, I did like that.
People were speculating like crazy. Oh my god, this is going to be a key issue. I'm going to retire on it. The black suit. I'm a huge Boba Fett fan. I love black suit. It's going to be so cool. They're going to make figurines of it.
Shh. Nope. I was almost going to call you. When I read that, I was like, motherfuckers.
It's kind of cold, honestly, but it's
I
funny.
like it. No, I think that's great because, like you said, there's 30,000 covers of this thing. This was almost, when I was reading and I got to this book, this was my pick of the week. It was holding very strong for me to be the pick of the week because it was so enjoyable. And I'm sitting there just like you. We know how it ends, right? But there's, the way we think about it is, oh, Boba got him, went to A to B, and that was it. Well, no, there's some story here. And, obviously I'm not picking up the tie-in issues, the series issues. I'm just going to read the event. So I'm counting on your review to tell me what happens. But I I thought the artwork was fantastic too. That arena thing where he's just blowing people's heads off. I was like, damn, dude, this is intense. But I after reading this book, this is what I thought, not necessarily the arc with Han's body, this is what I thought Bounty Hunters was gonna be, Star Wars Bounty Hunters, and it's clearly not. It's like deep and rich in Star Wars history to the point where like if you don't got the time, you're gonna be lost. And where this is just fucking fun, just straight up blow some heads off and try to get Han Solo to Jabba.
Yep. So
I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I picked it up because I originally wasn't going to. So, and I got the director's cut and the black and white. It's basically the book over with no dialogue, so it's just like a silent issue, black and white.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Nice.
It's really cool. So that's Star Wars Bounty Hunters Alpha.